Kansas City head coach Andy Reid is making his way to podium 10.
The Philadelphia Eagles are champions of the National Football League World, and they did it by beating the tar out of the two-time defending champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Butt whooping by the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, really, that does it. There's really not much else to say.
This was an annihilation. Good Lord have mercy.
All right. For the second time, the Vince Lombardi Trophy is headed to Philadelphia. Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
I'll rip this Band-Aid off the start. Talking about last February.
Yeah.
That was as dominating a defensive performance as I've seen.
I'm trying to think of the best words to say.
Immediate thoughts is, oh no, did we really just mess up the three-peat?
Following the game, a lot of hurt. When you get beat so soundly, I mean, there's embarrassment involved. You know, tried to get away from it, but it was hard. I mean, everybody talked about it.
It's always in the back of your mind.
It's one thing for me to get up there and go, listen, we could do better. I'm stating the obvious, I could do better. But to hear it from the guys, they took responsibility instead of pointing fingers and go, man, this guy stunk and that guy stunk. So with that, then you can move on, move forward.
When I was a youngin', the 90s were like, from my generation, like the peak era. They made the playoffs almost every year in the 90s, but there was a lot of playoff failure.
For a long time, the Chiefs were looked at as lovable losers.
Chiefs fans have been waiting an awful long time for this event to take place. This is the first playoff game in Kansas City in 20 years, the first ever here at Arrowhead Stadium.
Stability in the NFL is often far-fetched and hardly sought after.
There was nothing darker than 2012.
2012 was a tough year. We were faced with challenges that no organization has been challenged with before.
We only won 2 games.
That would be another turnover.
Turnovers continue to crush this Kansas City team.
And then we also had a horrible off-field tragedy with a murder-suicide that truly was, I think, the low point.
It was extremely difficult in trying to figure out how we're going to get out of this, because it felt like we were 2 galaxies away from being relevant.
We had a lot of questions at that point about how we were going to, bounce back from it.
We felt like phytoplankton is the lowest organism in the bottom part of the ocean.
We had had some success a couple years before, and we thought that we had turned the corner. We knew we had some good players.
Clearly we were making a change in the coaching level. Clark came to me early on in the process and said, I'd like you to help put together the list of candidates. Not jokingly, for me, number 1 was Andy Reid. Number 2 was Andy Reid. And number 3 was Andy Reid. I literally have that written on a piece of paper that I handed to him.
It was very clear, I think, to both of us that there was tremendous chemistry and this might be a really good fit. And so an interview that was only going to be a few hours stretched to 9 hours.
I felt like it was pretty easy to make that decision.
Tonight, there's definitely a huge buzz in town amongst football fans.
Andy Reid is the new man in charge of the Chiefs.
Yes, Mark and Chris are the Chiefs from the outhouse to the penthouse with one swipe of the pen.
I'm very excited to begin this new chapter in Chiefs history today by welcoming the new head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid.
And I noticed the change in culture within a week or 2.
We're going to start from the bottom, and we'll start working.
You got the keys to the car. Let's go. Right?
I was fortunate to have some veteran players that wanted to win. And so a few of the guys on the defensive side came up to me and when I first got here and just said, hey, listen, you just tell us what you want done and we'll do it. That's how I went about business.
Work your fundamentals, work your techniques, both sides.
All of a sudden, I'm looking around going, okay, this is what I've prayed for and thought and hoped for, because it started right away.
Because you'd love them to be able to throw right here, and then you're running for a touchdown.
I think from the moment that he walked in, our players were like, okay, wow, we've got a real head coach here. Somebody who can lead us to the Super Bowl.
Breaking news, reportedly,
Alex Smith, the quarterback for the 49ers, has been traded to the Kansas City Chiefs.
So people are like, okay, well, there's something going on here. This might be interesting.
People played for Alex. Coaches coach for Alex. It's easy to do that when you're a good person, and that's who he was. Everyone looked to him.
That really began to change everything.
Andy Reid, 14 years in Philadelphia. Speaking of new starts, new chapters, and here comes Alex Smith.
Caught by Bo, 10, 5, touchdown, Kansas City.
The Chiefs are undefeated. Last year, the worst team in this league is going to go into the bye week at 9-0.
Who would have thunk it?
But there was always a thought of like, well, they're the Chiefs. Like, they'll be good, but, you know, are they going to, like, win anything of significance, even with Andy Reid?
The 2015 Kansas City Chiefs are led by a discarded head coach, fired in Philadelphia, and a discarded quarterback, fired in San Francisco, who both rejuvenated their careers in the Chiefs' kingdom. Now, where does this story go?
Off we go with the playoffs. Niall Davis starts the playoffs with a bang.
Play action fake. Smith throws for the end zone. Caught. Touchdown!
Impressive domination by Kansas City.
To me, in the way I closed it, for the first time in 21 years, the big red coach with the big red mustache has taken us to the other side of the river.
And the big red coach with the big red mustache has liberated the Chiefs' kingdom from 8,028 days in the wilderness without a postseason win.
The first playoff win in 21 years was significant. I'll never forget that day. That game propelled this franchise forward more than people realize.
Kansas City Chiefs select Chris Jones.
The Kansas City Chiefs have won the AFC West in 2016.
With the 10th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick Mahomes, the second.
That's the quarterback of the future that they're putting the eggs in the Mahomes basket.
Right now, Patrick's not absolutely ready to play. He's got some work to do, but he's coming into a great room.
It'll still be obviously Alex Smith's gig in 2017.
It was in the summertime. Pat made a throw here in St. Joseph, and I thought he's not going to try to throw that. And it just went right in this window. I went walking over to the trees behind the practice field and just walked around for about 10 minutes going, oh my gosh, we have one. We've got him.
Pressure now. He's in trouble. Now gets it away. Are you kidding me? Kansas City!
Do we have time to run walks?
Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami.
Kansas City, we did it, baby!
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Back to the Super Bowl.
35 black corn dog.
He will walk into the end zone.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
It's been 20 years since the Patriots went back-to-back.
Commentary right yellow.
Kansas City, the Chiefs' kingdom has started its own history class.
We have seen a dynasty in full bloom being born. The story going into the season, can the Chiefs repeat?
Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59.
A lot of people look at what was a terrible day against the Eagles and will say, well, this is the end of the Chiefs dynasty. I think there's a case to be made that it's just begun.
Coach doesn't change. He presses on. We've added to this roster. We've flown under the radar because the bright lights were taken off of us. We're not working on a four-peat. You always hear about Super Bowl hangover. That's the cliche. But there's been none of that. It's been a great offseason. I know the division's improved. It's going to be a good division. So have we. We've improved, and nobody's talking about it.
It's the most difficult training camp that you're ever going to go through. When you're able to take it to the Super Bowl at the end of the year, stay in shape, stay focused, stay mentally strong during tough times, it's because of what you do the whole way back to training camp.
go up to St. Joe's and really get after it. And we find out a lot more about our players, quite frankly, when we get to training camp.
If your foundation is built properly, then it's going to withstand the storms that are going to come. From there, you just continue to just build as a group, as a unit, and then you'll know what you have.
Well, I feel like, when you look into the fourth quarter or the season goes, and when you fall back on that training camp and knowing how tough it was,
it's getting your mind and your body ready for a long season, what I ultimately call a marathon. You're not playing for 16, 17 games. It's getting ready for those games in January, December, maybe even February.
You packing for camp, fourth annual camp, going to St. Joseph again. Definitely a blessing. I'm excited for it. My lady, I got a daughter that's going to be a year old in August, 13th, and then we are actually expecting a boy in November. So pretty much where we at right now. Just chilling for the most part. Little baby, she's sleeping right now. She'll probably wake up in an hour to raise mayhem, but for the time being, we good though.
He was making jokes like, because now we have our baby boy on the way. So it was like, for every Super Bowl as a kid. I was like, I remember when you told me that you and Trent had said that when y'all were rookies. And I was like, whoa, that's a big goal. And then it was like when we were there again last year, I was like, oh, snap. Like, y'all really talked about that into existence.
Honestly speaking, my family is more important than anything. I can have a terrible day at work, I can get cussed out if I did something wrong. Then I come home and then Jason's just smiling. So it's just like, she don't know. She don't really care what's happening at work. All she knows is like, you know what I'm saying, her little walker just sitting there. So it makes everything more enjoyable. It's gonna be hot, so I'm working the beaters this year. You know what I'm saying? The shorts, just in case, the sleeping shorts, drawers, and then my books. You got the great book, the best book in the world, my little journal, and these two books that I gotta finish this one. I'm gonna start this one too. So new keys, you feel me? You never been on Earth long enough to know everything, but if I can learn from the next person, how they succeeded or what they did for that matter, why not, take it and put it into your repertoire. Execution starts first day of training camp. This is time to lock back in, you feel what I'm saying? And we understand what we're fighting for. I know I'm fighting for my family, and at the same time, though, you appreciate the time because now you really focus on you as an individual. Like, this is a time where most of the people who have, kids and a family, you can go back to those college-like days where it was just you. You know what I'm saying? You can go back to rebuilding yourself mentally, physically, and setting a routine and discipline.
You look at what has happened to Bryan Cook. His rookie year, he turned around and played a lot of special teams. And then going into his second year, he had an opportunity to step up and become a starter. He hurts himself and he misses the Super Bowl. And now going into his third season last year, he comes back from the injury quicker than I expected him to come back, and he steps into the starting role again.
Bryan Cook was living in Justin Reid's shadow. Well, now Justin Reid goes on to New Orleans, and now it's your time. It's your time to be that guy.
Someone has to be the anchor to really like, hey, like you play in this position, you in this position, like this the package we in, just to keep them like alert of what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Where I still get my checks and getting my third down, whereas we would help each other. So I feel like now I have to be more vocal. The leadership definitely gonna be more pivotal this year for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now is the perfect time for everything to align perfectly for me in my life, that now I can be my authentic self.
It's your time to be that guy. It's your time to be the backbone of the secondary. And can you back it up when the ball is snapped?
Anything that's thrown at me this year, anything that was given to me on my plate, I feel like I can handle. I'm the last line of defense. It's literally me in the goalpost, if you think about the defense, you know what I'm saying? So if I can get everybody to be on the same accord and just to trust one another, we'd be fine. Late, baby.
All right. These are my children here with their new cat tree that I just bought. They're all my wife's pets, all rescues from the Philippines. And they were non-negotiables. They were like coming regardless, but they are definitely my own now, and I love them with everything in me. That's Coco. This one right here, Maya. Lau, right here. And then these two guys, the most boy energy right there. These two. Kai just wants everything that Hoku has, little dog. So when I got Hoku a new bed, like Kai would come and squeeze in on this little bed right here because it was Hoku's, you know? So they really have the most like big brother, little brother energy. Kai is his kuya. That's what like your older brother is in Filipino. So that's his kuya right there.
Nikko Remigio is a grinder, a guy that's not supposed to be on the roster and just continues to find ways to make a role.
You know, I feel like as an undrafted free agent, you know, I think transitions just in general are hard, and you know, transition to the NFL, let alone the Kansas City Chiefs, it's tough. OTAs and camp, you know, I felt like I was kind of barely keeping my head above water a little bit. I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but, you know, we got into that first preseason game, and that's where I really felt like things were starting to come together for me.
Third down 2 for Kansas City. Waning minutes of the third quarter. G.E.H.A, he throws it left, wide open, left sideline. And out of bounds all the way down to the 22-yard line of the Saints. 3rd and 12 for young Mr. Oladokin.
And that throw put up there, and what a catch. Remigio makes the play.
I felt like I was starting to play football and, you know, had a pretty solid first game.
3rd and 13, he goes over the middle and the pass is caught. Can't get enough of Nikko.
So then you get that injury.
Yeah. It was literally the first practice after that first preseason game. So, you know, I'm feeling like I have a little bit of momentum coming into that next practice, and went deep on a go ball, and the ball was a little outside of my catch radius. So I left my feet and ended up catching it. My elbow hit first, and my shoulder basically popped right out the front. And, you know, right when that happened, like I knew it wasn't right. Basically, my muscles had just spasmed up to the point where they weren't able to get it back in. So then I had to go to the nearby hospital, and they had to put me under basically to get it back in. Yeah, it was tough. You know, kind of just like a whirlwind of emotions that going through my head, and, you know, kind of not knowing what's next. And that was probably one of the most difficult years for me ever playing football. You kind of walk around the building, you know, like a ghost essentially. And, you know, it's not like I was a guy on the team. It's not like I was a draft pick or anything like that. And, you know, I very easily could have went and left and rehabbed elsewhere, but, you know, it was just important for me to stay around and continue to learn the offense and kind of just learn in general. You know, to get to the point of winning the Super Bowl was cool to be a part of and see, but it definitely wasn't the same. To be there on the field and see that, like, I was happy for the guys, but it internally built a fire in me. Like, I'm trying to get back here and I'm trying to play here. So
I don't think fans quite understood how good Nikko Remigio had a training camp last year. He was excellent in training camp. Did pretty well in the preseason.
Remigio from his own 5-yard line. Across the 10 to 15, has a lane, across the 30, cuts it back at the 35, and brought down across the 45-yard line. What a return there for Nikko Remigio.
And then for a lot of young players, you have to understand that, like, well, that was fun, that was great. Now you get no reps. You have to be a backup. You have to be ready. You have to give credit to Dave Toll, the special teams coach, who identified that, you know, even though Nikko Remigio wasn't drafted, he might be a player that you could utilize on special teams.
it was a Friday practice, and I usually go out there early on Fridays anyways just to catch extra punts. Coach Tobe had came up to me and was like, hey, you know, be ready to go. And I'm like, Coach, like, you know I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, no, but be ready to go this weekend. And like this Sunday. You know, I let him know. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Went out there, was catching punts, and then, you know, was getting all the ones reps on kick return, punt return, and then Coach Reid basically came up to me and was like, hey, you're going this weekend, so whatever extra you need, go get it. And I'm like, okay. I think the deal breaker for me was I got a call from my agent right after practice, and he said he had just gotten the call from G.E.H.A and that we're rolling. You know, I went, signed my new contract, and, you know, my wife and I we share a car, and she was picking me up, and I remember just getting in the car and just breaking down into tears. And really, like, when I think about that moment, like, it really always hits for me, because it was like that was like a big breakthrough moment for me, so.
Bring it up. Hey, this moment right here is what we work for. Every single day we go on grind, this is what we work for.
You know, I remember that first playoff game telling Coach Tobe before the game, I'm like, you know, I'm about to hit it today. And he's like, you know, yeah, like, be smart, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nah, I hear you, Coach, but I'm about to hit it today.
Nikko Remigio will take the kick from Kaimi Fairbairn. And it's a short kick. It will be returned. Between the hash marks, explodes across the 30.
Nikko spins. Still going.
And Kansas City will have the football at the Texan 27-yard line.
You know, every time I looked at the Chiefs logo, it was a reminder to me that they chose me. They're choosing me in the most critical point of the year.
Buffalo's forced to punt at 3:56 to go, second quarter.
I definitely didn't take that lightly.
Remigio able to shake off the first tackle. Boy, he's some returner, this kid.
Remigio still on his feet.
Finally clobbered from behind, but that's a 44-yard run back after a 45-yard punt.
They're about to head to New Orleans to reach a level that's never been seen before in the history of the NFL.
You know, I think personally for me, just being able to conquer that uncertainty and conquer that doubt and not knowing if I could make plays, like not knowing if I really had a place in the NFL, all these things that kind of led up to that moment, it was kind of just a full circle moment for me. Like, look at me now, like I'm going to the Super Bowl, you know?
The opportunity is out there. I specifically think of last year of Nikko Remigio, and I'll never forget it because this is a kid that has come in as a free agent 2 years ago and worked hard and, you know, was on and off the practice squad. And the next thing you know, I remember him in the Super Bowl last year, and they punted the ball, and I remember looking back and just seeing Nikko back there at the 5-yard line getting ready to field the punt. I'm saying to myself, what a story for this kid to battle through training camp, to stay persistent. That's what it's really all about. And then obviously all the other players that make a name for themselves as well.
Well, I enjoy training camp. I still love going away. I'm glad we do that. It's kind of a sanctuary. I like to dig deep and be around the guys, so it's a good thing.
Well, that's always been something that Coach Reid has been noted for, and that's high in his philosophy. And, you know, we still go away to camp. We still have them for a month up together in the dormitories. He runs one of the tougher training camps in the NFL. The whole idea there is to get everybody to band together and get to know each other.
If your foundation is built properly, then it's going to withstand the storms that are going to come. And so you build that foundation in training camp.
You have an opportunity here to lay the foundation. We've got a Hall of Fame head coach, and we've got a bunch of Hall of Famers who are on that coaching staff, and they're going to help you guys prepare. It isn't going to be easy. Our training camps are famously among the most challenging in the league, but year after year, they show their value.
I love listening to the vets that have been through this, talk to the guys that are either rookies or free agents here for the first time. This training camp is difficult. It's the most difficult training camp that you're ever going to go through.
In terms of what you guys need to focus on is taking it day by day, going out there and giving your best each day, each drill.
What's up, baby?
What makes training camp so hard? Why is it so hard? You can't explain, you have to go through it. Because you can't explain it, it bonds the guys together like nothing else can.
Y'all give it up for George!
I lit, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Kelsey must be coming down. You hear all those girls screaming? There he is.
I got a 6'9" jersey.
He had to get that from the website. They ain't even at the first round. Who's on the back?
That's a real fan.
Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, fellas, let's go, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
We great today. Get him off, get him off, get him off.
It's the amount of plays, it's the heat, it's being in St. Joe's in the dorm. It's everything that's kind of piled into one and then just doing it over and over and over again.
Go on, inside. One more time, number one. Right now, to elevate my game, I gotta focus more on the guys around me, making sure they're playing their best.
Hey, one of them pads didn't have a pad on it. That hurt.
No, let me in another play. None of this is going to come easy, man. None of it.
Every day is evaluation. Every play, every day is evaluation during camp. Andy Reid training camp is awesome because you get challenged in every way, but you also get nurtured in every way.
Real. Just come out the ball and boom. Real.
Look at the boys over there. I'm hurt. You over here hurting. Hang on to you.
Go blue, out of his hand, hit it! Got him. And a touchdown. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Back streets back, all right.
Final practice before their preseason opener as the Chiefs, of course, are headed to Arizona to take on the Cardinals.
How you doing? Am I going to be happy with the tape, or am I going to puke today?
You might puke a little bit, but be a little happy.
I don't have any room to be doing.
All I can say, I exhausted everything.
You let it all out?
I let it all out. I gave it everything I had.
If you did that, then I can take it.
If you see me walking on the field, because I'm exhausted.
You've never been exhausted in your life.
Rookies and first-year players to know about their first NFL experience.
Yeah, I think it's going out there and doing what they've done this camp. Obviously, it's going to be a bigger stage, going up against another team, but I think Coach Reid prepares us better than anybody else in the league to go out there and play your best football. But when you get to the game, it's not that huge step up. It's a step up for sure, but it's not that huge step up. So have the right mindset and just play fast and let the rest handle itself.
Everybody's going to play. Everybody that practices in training camp will play in that first preseason game. After that, nothing's promised.
Tonight, we are in Glendale, Arizona. The Chiefs are in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Chiefs and Bears in the third preseason game.
It's not just an opportunity to make the Kansas City Chiefs. It's an opportunity to make one of the 32 ball clubs out there. You got the best of the best that you're coaching. That's the cool part.
Opportunity of a lifetime, bro.
These guys were the best there ever was at their level, and now they come here and they're toads again, starting out.
We're going to be introduced to Josh Simmons tonight.
What's up with it?
Oh, you look good in the yellow.
Yeah, baby.
You already knew you was good in the red and white.
Oh, yeah.
Red, yellow, that's a nice little touch on you.
The vision for him this year, keep Patrick Mahomes clean, keep him upright, and keep this dynasty rolling on.
Hey, like butterflies. That's why I was drinking hella like caffeine. First time, bro. You gonna have butterflies, man. I thought I was about to throw up.
Every year you come in and there's rookies, there's new guys. It's a fun thing to watch. You don't necessarily know how that's going to play out.
Moves to his right, throws downfield. That's caught. Robert Tonyan, another catch on this drive.
He used to be that guy in Green Bay.
He was Aaron was one of those MVPs.
31.
The number one tight end. I didn't know he was growing like that.
You got to let the actions on the field steer you wherever this ship is going to go.
Looking, throws, caught.
Let's go, Bob.
Robert Tonyan.
As a player, that's all you can really ask for is just let me get a shot and I'll show you what I can do.
They're going to throw it to right side on a fade, and the pass will be caught. Touchdown! And it was rookie Jason Brownlee, an undrafted free agent.
Like that throw? Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, quick. Way to make that grab, man. Good job. Way to work for us. Well, we practiced it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a guy that was maybe 8th, 9th on the depth chart, now he's working with the ones.
Mahomes getting it long. Has a man take on 4.
Nice one. I'm going to go. Let's go.
It proves to be true nearly every year. Undrafted free agents make the ball club.
If you get the respect of your teammates and then you start to get the trust of your coaches, that puts you in a good position now to really showcase who you are.
Let's get it, baby.
And that is exactly what happened last year with Carson Steele. Running back in college, but transitioning to fullback. He's got an alligator, crocodile as a pet.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
You take a guy like Mike Caliendo.
Not all the days an opportunity like this comes along. Take advantage of it.
A couple years later, he's playing an important role for us as we head into a playoff stretch.
I love those surprises. You don't bank on them, and all of a sudden, wow, we've got something here. C. Rowe, we didn't know we had a good nickel in him, and he surfaced.
Intercepted on the near side.
Hey, Chris!
It's always special when a guy, the kind of maybe starts out here, ends up on the 53. I'm always excited for guys like that.
2 weeks from tonight, the regular season will begin for the Chiefs. This team will look different than it does tonight. There'll be less guys, cuts will be made. It's going to be a busy few days for all the decision makers.
Now it's time for the real deal.
The hardest part is that you can only have 53 guys. It's the challenging part is getting close to these players, really close, and then you got to let them go.
You're this close to your dream. You are closer to being on an NFL roster than 99% of people. And if you maximize that one opportunity, you can be on a 53-man roster and actually achieve your dream. For those rare guys who do that, I can't imagine what a joy that must be.
About to figure out what I'm about to wear with my shoes, but these was one of the options for the shoes, you know, some Gucci, but I don't know. I'm gonna throw on this all red little suit. Shoes. I mean, I like these, but I think I'm gonna throw on the black boots. I'm gonna definitely throw some jewelry on. Yeah, get this. Tie it up. No, it's the crazy part. This is my first time putting this on. Let me go look at myself in the mirror. Oh, yeah. Damn, trouble. I don't even gas myself up like this neither. Like, I'm feeling good. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Let's do it. I'm looking forward to this season as being like, you know, one of those seasons that, you know, I come back. Like, I come back to full potential. Like, I got a full off season. Got to do OTAs, training camp. But, you know, eat right, train right. You know, have the full thing. So I'm excited to see, you know, how I take it to the next level.
What was your thoughts on the kingdom of what you've seen?
A little young for me. So far, I mean, it's been really good. I mean, I feel like being able to embrace and enjoy the opportunity to be on the show, especially being around Coach Reid and all these guys, you know, they really built the kingdom.
What are you wearing? What's the outfit?
Hey, man, it's something I put together last minute. I got a guy in New Jersey who do all the, you know, suit tops and stuff, so, you know, he did a great job.
One word to sum up the vibe of this upcoming Chiefs season.
Some of the vibes is we back, you know, we ready to make another appearance to the Super Bowl. Like, we want to win every game this year. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Max out is just a great two-word, quick and concise message that resonates with everybody. Everybody can understand.
It's kind of a lifting term. When you think about it, there's heavy weight to lift.
I think it's a good reminder that we can't say that what we've been doing is good enough.
You're talking max out, win the day. You can't worry about the 24 hours that's going to happen ahead of you, nor can you be concerned about what happened in the past. You got to make sure you be where your feet are and max out every opportunity that you get.
Max out your attentiveness, max out your reps, max out your ability to study.
Give everything you got, whatever it is within your role, and let the chips fall within it.
As a coach, as a player, leave it all on the line.
Truly, you don't know when it's the last time you're going to be doing something, so just go all in.
When you go out there, when you get done, you shouldn't have nothing left. No regrets, no energy, no nothing, because you get everything you can.
When you're bringing in young guys, are you going to be up to the task of maxing out every day? And then the guys that have been here a while, the Kelceys and the Chris's and Pat now, are you willing to still max out?
Lutz waiting for the snap. Placement is down. Lutz's kick is blocked! It's blocked! It's blocked! The Chiefs blocked the kick! They're gonna stay undefeated! On fourth down, they give it up. Bijan Robinson hit in the backfield! He goes down! Kansas City holds on downs again!
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. The game is over. Kansas City has won.
Mahomes steps up, throws, and he got it! Touchdown, Kelce!
4th and 5, Josh Allen. Chiefs are chasing Josh Allen. He throws it up for grabs. And the pass is incomplete! Incomplete! Off the arm of the would-be receiver!
You're going to see it every day. It's sitting right in front of you. And it just makes you think for a tick. It makes you just think, just a reminder of things you've got to do.